Hi, my name is John Wade. I'll be talking about discrimination and stigmatisation of people with diabetes mellitus in a few countries around the world. At the age of 27, I was shocked and depressed when I was diagnosed with type 1 diabetes. I thought that people were either born with it or you got type 2 diabetes when you were older and that it was caused by lifestyle choices. In Australia, I was supported by a supportive family and diabetes specialist. All my education and treatment was virtually free or highly subsidised, including insulin, needles, and testing strips. Still, I sometimes feel discriminated against when people want to tell me what I should be eating or stigmatised when injecting insulin in public, feeling as though I'm a druggie. Diabetes have experienced specific stigma characterised by blame, negative social judgment, stereotyping, exclusion, rejection, and discrimination. People described how they have been accused of being an illicit drug user and whilst having a hypoglycemic episode been accused of being drunk and being rude and aggressive. The sources of this ignorance have been cited as the media, family, friends, healthcare professionals, and even teachers. In China, the government condones discrimination and stigmatization of people with type 1 diabetes through their policies. Type 1 diabetes is viewed as an inherited disorder for which the family is responsible. This then creates difficulty in the person with type 1 diabetes finding a spouse because people do not want to perpetuate the disease. Therefore, the continuation of the family in a country where family is everything is not possible. By government regulation, people with type 1 diabetes cannot be admitted to universities or junior colleges or even be employed by the government. As a result of this blatant discrimination, people hide their condition due to shame, fear, stemming from the stigma. This leads to people paying privately for their treatment, skipping insulin injections so people don't see them doing it, inappropriate responses to hypoglycemia by teachers, friends, and co-workers who are totally unaware of the person's condition. In a recent study in September 2017, it appears there is diabetes-related discrimination and resulting stigma among the 40,000 people living with type 1 diabetes in Switzerland. 68% reported being discriminated against due to their health condition. Discrimination reported included unequal treatment in the context of taxation, as they are denied medical expenses deductions for treatment for type 1 diabetes. They are declared unfit for military service at recruitment, and to add insult to injury, they are then required to pay military service exemption tax. Denial of life insurance and supplementary health insurance, being stereotyped as being old and overweight and to blame for their disease, employers thinking type 1 diabetes impairs employees' work performance, when injected in public, being given strange looks. This discrimination and stigmatization affected their self-esteem, caused psychological distress and depression. In Iran, women are stigmatized as they can very often be rejected as a marriage candidate due to being of high-risk pregnancy, which causes them to be stressed, fearful, and to have lack of social support. Many people do not expose their condition and try to inject in private toilets for fear of disclosure. If they cannot find somewhere private, they then miss their insulin, which can be quite dangerous. However, something in this study to me was quite enlightening. Some young people believe that they should share their diagnosis so that some people do not think it is shameful and must be hidden. They feel stigma is rooted in misinformation. They believe that stigma should be dealt with through destruction of false information and in the way that disclosure can prevent stigmatization. The youths in this study also believe that strategies at the individual level are most important, such as accepting the disease without self-pity and obtaining required skills for living with diabetes to avert long-term complications. Accepting that there may be social stigma, but to consider these as a natural phenomenon and neglect or ignore it. Empowering individuals to resist stigmatizing external judgment while working to change community norms about type 1 diabetes. So whilst to me, other things such as community education, health promotions about type 1 diabetes are very important, as well as a change in government policies, the above points suggested by the Iranian youth seem a fantastic way to give people with type 1 diabetes the necessary skills to thrive